Hey there, I'm Scott, and welcome back to my home and kitchen, and happy 4th of July. If you guys are watching this series of videos, you've probably already seen the barbecue sauce video, which the barbecue sauce is really good, and I hope you'll try it. The mojitos, I'm making pretty good headway on this one. It's really good. And now we're going to get started on the baby back ribs. These take about 2 to 3 hours, and I'm going to do them in the oven. It's the easiest. It just makes them the most tender when you get ready to eat. A few things you'll need is a large roasting pan fitted with a rack. That's important. Also a nice big piece of aluminum foil. And what I do is, this is actually 2 sheets, lay them back to back, and just fold over the seam a couple of times to make it one big piece. And that'll actually wrap over the top of these ribs when we get ready to actually kind of steam them just a little bit. And I have some of my spice rub, my barbecue rub mixture, and here's the recipe for this. Alright, so the spice rub mixture, you just put all that stuff together, whisk it around with a fork, and you have it. It makes a whole bunch. You won't use that entire recipe on these ribs, so just keep it in a little airtight container and use it when you want. I use it just as flavoring on a number of different things. Chicken breast or steak or whatever. In our roasting pan, first, I'm sorry. I'm preheating my oven to 250 degrees. That's important, and I actually have it on convection. If you have convection, please use it. 2 beers need to go into the bottom of your roasting pan. That's going to give it a nice sort of steam bath, sort of break down some of that fibrous muscle of the ribs. And I have my ribs here. It's 3 large racks. I've cut them in half just to make them a little more manageable in size. And I'm going to take my spice mixture, and this is probably about 1.5 cups to 2 cups. All over. I'm just going to rub each rack, essentially into these little mini racks, with the spice mixture. Get it all in there, and then onto the rack, the meat side up. You'll notice when you look at the ribs, there's sort of a shallow side that doesn't have any meat on it, and then the side that does, you want to make sure that's pointed up. Alright, so I'm just going to get all these coated in the spice mixture, then I'll come back and show you what to do next. So there you have it. These are the ribs on the rack, the beer's in the bottom. What we're going to do is cover these with our foil. And like I said, make sure that's one big piece. You don't want any seams in it because you want to keep all the steam in. So it's important to try to really create a tight seal all the way around your rack. And my oven is preheated to 250 degrees. Alright, that's all sealed up. This is going to go in for 2 hours. We'll come back, check them. If they're getting nice and tender and on their way to being done, then we'll coat them with barbecue sauce and brown them up. But I'll get to that in about 2 hours. We just went off, and it was the ribs were in the oven for 2 hours. And you guys, it is starting to look absolutely fantastic. Let me get it over here in the light so you can see it. They're not completely done yet. We've just sort of started to tenderize them by steaming them in that beer. I want to take about 2 to 2.5 cups of water and pour that right down in the bottom. This is going to keep our steam going. And here I have our homemade barbecue sauce. The recipe's really great. It's on another video I'm putting up today. Check it out. I just want to go in here and just start to glaze these ribs with our barbecue sauce. That rub that we put on earlier should stick on there. It's been, like I said, steaming, so it's pretty well adhered. So just go in with the barbecue sauce and get those nicely glazed. Okay, we got the glaze completely covering those ribs. Just want to get my foil back on here. Be careful with your pan. It is still hot. We want to try to get that seal recreated so very little of that steam will escape. We actually help continue to cook those ribs. I want to increase the temperature of my oven from 250 degrees to 350 degrees and set the timer for 1 hour. We'll go in, I'll show you what to do. We're going to take the foil off, glaze them again. The timer just went off. It's been an hour. They were in at 350 degrees. And we want to get that foil pulled off. They're already starting to brown off really, really nicely. Be careful, your pan is hot. At this point, take the foil off and get in here with your barbecue sauce and give them another nice coating of that. You might notice that your water has completely evaporated, and that's just fine. We're going to get that filled up. I have about 3 cups of water. Over here on the side, I'm going to pour that in the bottom of my pan. All right. So our oven is set at 350. I want to decrease that back to about 300, 250, depending on your oven. All right, they're going to go back in about 30 minutes or so. Check them when they get nice and tender and really nice and caramelized on the top. They are done and they're ready to serve. The ribs look delicious. They were in for 30 minutes. They got nicely browned up, which is exactly what we want. So with my tongs, be careful, your roasting tray is hot. Actually, over here at the cutting board. With my knife, I just want to cut right in between the bones. And wow, they look fantastic. They're juicy, they're almost falling off the bone, and you know, too overcooked is not actually a good thing. We want them sort of clinging to the bone slightly, and these look delicious. So what I'm going to do is right onto the serving platter, and then with our barbecue sauce, just a nice little glaze of that right over the top. I'm going to get the rest of these cut up and into the serving pan. So there you have it, the ribs. I've cut them up into individual rib portions, and you know what? My mouth is watering. It smells so great. I've got to taste it. The barbecue sauce and the kind of slow cooked ribs, it tastes fantastic. And I'm serving this with my potato salad. I've showed that recipe before to you guys. A macaroni salad, which I'll show you at some other point. And a cobbler. This is a mixed berry cobbler. You know what? It's the same recipe as I showed you with the peach cobbler, except I've substituted the 6 cups of the peaches for 6 cups of mixed berries. And it's gonna be delicious, and the guests are gonna love it. So, you know, have a great 4th of July. I hope you have a wonderful summer. I'll be back with some more recipes real soon. But have a great day. My email address is scottinoregon@comcast.net. Should you want to make a comment on this recipe or any of my other recipes, have a good day. Enjoy your summer. Bye.